Hello everyone, welcome back to 48 Now. I'm your digital host Tatiana White, and today I am joined by Mason Music founder Will Mason. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you, Tatiana?
I'm great. Thank you so much for joining me. It's such a pleasure having you on. I'm very excited to hear all about your sixth location that's opening. And so today we're getting an inside look at the newest addition to Madison's creative community, Mason Music. Known as Alabama's largest music education company, Mason Music is opening its first North Alabama location right here in the Huntsville-Madison area. I'm sitting down with founder Will Mason to talk about the grand opening celebration, the vision behind the business, and how music education is changing lives across the state. And so, Will, thanks again for being here, and congratulations on opening another music studio location.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we could
Yes.
not be more excited.
Yes. And so, can you start by sharing what inspired you to create Mason Music back in 2012?
Absolutely. So I call myself an accidental entrepreneur. I never set out to start a business. I just loved playing music and ended up finding out that I love teaching music as well. I've been touring in a band and came off the road and started playing at my local church and started working with some of the kids from the church. And then that turned into their neighbors, and then that turned into a whole community. And then we opened an actual brick and mortar store. And so to be sitting here and talking about a sixth location, that was never part of the plan. It just really snowballed based on the community's interest. And there's really a need in the community for just well organized music lesson programs like Mason Music.
Yes, that's so awesome. And especially that it started out small and then you were able to just kind of make it bloom into what it is now. And so you've grown, like you talked about, to the sixth location and the first in North Alabama. So why was it the next step for you to move here to Madison?
Yeah, so Madison has been on our radar for a little while for two reasons. One being reputation, and the other being relationships. The reputation precedes Madison and Huntsville in general, just a lot of or momentum and excitement and energy in that area. And we just hear about it all the time in Birmingham. And I have several friends who also own businesses with multiple locations, and some of them have shops up in Madison and in Huntsville, and they just kept talking about, you guys need to come check it out. It's great up here. So reputation is one, and then relationships. We've had some teachers over the years who were from that area, from Huntsville, and we've gotten to know them and be connected with them. And when we started doing some more research, having those relationships was really important to us to be able to learn more about the community and make sure that we were a good fit.
Yes, and so I love that you said you had good relationships and good ties here, and so I know that that will help continue to bloom and grow this sixth location here. And so let's talk about the grand opening event that's happening on Saturday, August 9th. What can families expect when they stop by? Is this event free, or how can people get involved?
Yeah, it's going to be super fun. I hope you're able to come and hang out with us. We're going to have a bounce house. It is definitely free, so just show up. There's a bounce house. We're going to have live music. Some of our students are going to be playing, driving up from Birmingham and putting on a little concert. We're going to have temporary tattoos. Don't worry, they don't last forever. And tons of games and prizes. And the grand prize for our raffle winner is going to be a lifetime of free music lessons for one lucky person. So definitely don't want to miss that. Get in early on Mason Music in Madison.
That is so awesome, and what an amazing grand prize! All free lifetime of music lessons. That is so awesome. So
I
yes,
can't wait
definitely
to
sign
find
up.
out who wins that. It's going to be
Yes,
so fun.
that is going
20,
to be
30
so
years from now,
amazing.
they're going to still be taking
I know.
lessons with
Yes, even if they move, they know they have a place to come and do some free music lessons. So that's
Absolutely.
awesome.
Hey, we do virtual lessons too. They'll just be on
Yes.
Zoom. I love that.
I love it. And you guys are also having a ribbon cutting ceremony on Thursday, August 7th. And so will that be an event, or is it just the ribbon cutting?
That's a good question. It's through the Chamber of Commerce. That's another great relationship that we've developed in the community. And so I'm actually not sure if that's open to the public or not, but it'll be fun. I hope I get to hold some giant scissors and be really careful with those.
Yes, I know that's always the best part of the ribbon cutting is doing the giant scissors and the cuts. Yes, you already have your pose and everything ready to go.
Totally, totally. I just hope they're gold. I want some gold
Yes.
scissors.
Yes, it should be. For the sixth location, it definitely should be. And what are you most excited for visitors to experience when they tour the new studio? Can you give us a little sneak peek as to what the studio will look like?
Yes, I'm so excited. The construction is almost done. I was just up there yesterday, touring the space and taking a look, and it just looks great. It smells great. It's brand new. There's no scuffs on the wall. It is clean and ready for students. The way that we build out our spaces is very intentional. We've worked with not only architects and engineers, but acoustical experts to try to build in some soundproofing into the classrooms. So it's a really good learning environment for our students. Of course, there's no such thing as soundproof when you have drums and people singing, but it is still like very much sound dampened. And so we have 9 lesson rooms in that space. We're right next to PJ's Coffee on Browns Ferry Road, just around the corner from Midtown Elementary School and the Kroger right there on Browns Ferry. And so we've got 9 classrooms where we do our guitar, piano, voice, and drum lessons, and a nice lobby with a little comfy seating nook and a front desk.
Well, that sounds so nice and a very comfortable space too to have music lessons and stuff. I know this goes beyond like private lessons with Mason Music. So can you talk a little bit about the Rock Band League and how it helps young musicians grow?
Absolutely. So, one of our core values is community. We really want to build a community among our students, and we've seen that happen over the last 13 years. And one of the best ways to get plugged in and like build friendships and grow as a musician is a program that we developed called Rock Band League. It's absolutely the coolest thing that we do at Mason Music. Students join a band, they practice every week with a coach, and they play shows at real music venues. So, think about like a youth sports league model but for rock and roll. And so guitar players, piano, keyboard players, bass players, drummers, and vocalists get put together and drafted into bands with one of our coaches. And they learn how to play music together, and it's absolutely mind blowing how good they are. One of our bands will be playing at the grand opening, so you can kind of have a little taste of that. But they're fantastic. Even the younger bands that are 10, 11, 12 years old, you would be amazed at how much they can do when they really put their minds to it and they have a good coach to guide them along the way. So, Rock Band League, super cool. We're going to have to figure out how to do this in a new market and partner with some new venues in that area. But we already have great relationships with some of the people at the Huntsville Music Office and some other contacts in the area that have already reached out and said, "Hey, we have a space that would be perfect for that." So we're pumped to get Rock Band League off the ground. And ultimately, my long term dream is to be able to have regional and statewide and maybe beyond competitions for our RBL students.
Yes, and I definitely believe that can happen. It already sounds like such a great program, and to have like professionals kind of coaching the younger generation as well, that's so cool. So,
It is.
and you also founded the Mason Music Foundation, and so what impact have you seen that having on like making music and education and making that more accessible for people?
Yeah, I appreciate you asking about that. Mason Music Foundation is our nonprofit. It's a 501(c)(3) that we founded in 2016. And we serve low income families primarily in downtown area of Birmingham called Woodlawn. And the difference it makes in families is huge. We're primarily targeting families and working with families that otherwise wouldn't be able to afford private music lessons. And by and large, public education, like in public schools, the music programs tend to get cut back. Funding for that dries up pretty quickly. And so a lot of these kids just don't have access or the opportunity to learn how to play an instrument or to find their voice. And so we have decided to kind of step up and try to address some of that and make music education accessible and equitable to everyone. And it helps students find confidence. It helps them learn what they're good at, helps them express themselves, and it gives them a mentor relationship to come back to every week and sit across the table from somebody who believes in them, who's challenging them, and who's going to be with them and on their side no matter what. So we actually have 100 students now that are on tuition assistance, and it's incredible to just watch them grow alongside all of our students. It's one big family. We don't really differentiate. Everybody goes to the recitals together and that kind of thing. And so That's just really a gift to be able to serve that need in the community.
I feel like it's just a great opportunity for students to be able to have someone that they can look forward to and like something they can look forward to every day and having a mentor to help them, especially if they haven't had the opportunity to tap into some type of musical talent they have. But through this organization, they're able to kind of find it and have somebody, like you said, that believes in them and will help them grow in that craft and tap into something they might have not known that they had. So.
Absolutely. We're all about that.
Yes, and you're probably having superstars in the making too. So,
Oh my gosh. Listen, you would not believe this. We had a former student who played on the Jimmy Kimmel show 2 nights ago.
oh my goodness, that is so cool.
Yes, he was a Rock Band League student. He's a
Uh-huh.
drummer, and he is in a band called Somber right now that's on tour.
Okay.
And I mean, we have several students who are active right now as musicians, so it's really, really rewarding to get to see that, we played even a small part in their journey and that, they've been able
Yes.
to, fly and go do their
Yes.
thing. Yeah,
That is so cool to even be able to be on a stage that big. So, yes.
incredible. Yeah.
And now that you guys are expanding into North Alabama, what's your vision for this new location long term?
Well, we really primarily want to just serve the need of the community. So we hope to meet families in the area and serve, the students. We know that Madison in particular is growing rapidly. And so as families are moving to the area and getting settled in and looking for those enrichment activities for their children, that we would be right there for them, kind of nestled in the community. So that's really like the long-term vision is just to do what we do for the community. And if there's enough need for us to expand and have more locations and more capacity in the market, then we're ready to serve that need.
Yes, and I'm definitely hoping that this location, I'm sure because Huntsville's music scene is growing so much, so I know that Huntsville, Madison area, this is going to be a great location for this. So, and when and how can people start to sign up for music lessons at this new studio?
Right now, so
Oh,
we are
okay.
open for people to go ahead and start booking. We actually offer right now while we're getting, launching this new space, we're offering a free trial lesson for anybody who signs up during this period. And so they can go online to our website, it's masonmusic.com, and there's a little place to click for a location, and you just select Madison Huntsville. And there's a whole page that gives you a lot of information about our process, the Mason Music method, how we find our teachers, and you can sign up to get just on our email list and not actually book anything right now, or you can get a free trial lesson with no obligation. So why wouldn't you? Everybody should come and have a free lesson and see what we're all about, and get whatever information you need from us. But of course, the grand opening is also another opportunity to just come and meet people in person. I'll be there. Several of our team members from Birmingham are driving up to set up everything. So it'll be a really good time.
And that's such a great opportunity too for people to be able to just kind of do like a test run to see if it's something they're interested in or how they like the environment and stuff. So I love that you guys are doing that for these students and people that possibly will come to your program.
Yeah, well, and we have some really fantastic teachers that we've hired in Madison already. And so it's a great chance to just meet a teacher, get a feel for that teacher and for us as a business, and, decide where to go from there.
Yes. And what kind of legacy or impact do you hope to leave in this region in particular through music education, through your location and organization?
Hmm, man, that's a good question. What kind of legacy and impact? We just really believe in the power of music to bring people together. Building community, like I said, is really important to us. And so empowering people to connect. Music is such a universal language. And of course, currently these days, unfortunately, there's a lot that divides us and that, separates people depending on, which one of those things you want to pick. It could be politics or whatever. But music is something that really does bring people together and unite people. I've never met anybody that just doesn't like music. It's like people that don't like chocolate. You just don't trust them. So I guess I hope our legacy is that we just are a force for positivity in the community and that we're empowering the next generation of music makers to be excited about playing music and passing that along to their next generation of music makers.
Yes, absolutely. And I definitely think this will be a great time just to bring people together because, like you said, everybody loves music in some way, form, or fashion. So, And for parents or students watching who may be on the fence, what would you say to them about the power of learning music at any age and encouraging them to join your organization just to learn a little something, whether it's playing an instrument or singing or anything like that?
Well, I have two kids of my own, and I have watched firsthand the power of music education in shaping them as young people, specifically in confidence. You know, having a girl and a boy, and going through elementary school and then middle school and now on into high school, watching them grow and navigate life is challenging, you know, and having something like a skill of playing an instrument has been really central for them forming their identity and their sense of self and their sense of self-confidence. And so as a parent, there's just about nothing more important to me than my kids being okay in life and in the world. And just if I can put something in their pocket that's going to help them feel more confident when they go out into the world, I'm going to do that for them. So I would say that's the most important thing we can do is just invest in our kids and line them up with what they're interested in and what they have skills in, and let them try different things out so they can find really where they kind of fit in and where their aptitudes lie, because it really does make a difference for them in the long term on and off the stage.
Yes, and like you said, like just even building that confidence and finding their talent, I think that's a great step is through music. So I love that you have created that for your children and now for other people's children as well. Um,
Absolutely.
and how can people connect with you, Mason Music, and the Mason Music Foundation?
So the best way is through our website. So masonmusic.com is going to have links to everything. You can find information about our nonprofit. You can read blog posts. We do interviews with bands and artists. There's all sorts of great content on there. And you can learn more about the different instruments we teach, the different age groups that we work with, and our locations and other news and events that are coming up. So everything you need to know is at masonmusic.com. You can also, I should say this, my marketing manager would be mad if I didn't. You can find us on social media. We have social media. We have
Yes.
Instagram, Facebook. We're not on TikTok. I guess I'm too old for that. But you can find us on social media at Mason Music Rocks. And yeah, we're always putting out fun content there.
Awesome. And is there anything else you'd like to share? Anything we haven't touched on that you would like to share?
The only thing that popped into my head is that we also do lessons for preschool age students. I haven't mentioned that yet, but we have a special curriculum that we use for 3 to 5 year olds. That's pretty unique. It's a private lesson environment rather than being in a group setting. And so, you know, for preschool students, I think that's really helpful. There's not the distractions of other kids running around, and you can go at your own pace. And so it's kind of unique in that way because most programming and activities for preschool students is in a group environment. But for us, it's called Animal Adventures in Music, and it's super cute. And they get to test drive a bunch of different instruments and learn as they go. And then it gets them ready for moving on into our regular, you know, ongoing lessons in a particular instrument.
Yes, and starting them out young too. So that's such a good way to just get them going and instilling that love for music at a young age that they might carry on for the rest of their lives. So,
Absolutely. And
yeah.
young kids are so fast to absorb and learn things. It's really
Yes,
awesome to
they
watch.
do. Well, thank you so much, Will, for sharing more about the incredible work you do with your music foundation and with your music studios. And I'm very excited to see how this Madison location will take off for you.
Well, I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for helping us spread the word.
Yes, of course. And thank you all for tuning into 48 Now. Whether you're looking to spark a love of music in your child or reignite your own passion, Mason Music's new Madison location is ready to welcome you. The grand opening celebration is on Saturday, August 9th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Midtown Marketplace with games, music, tours, and fun for the whole family. It's definitely a party with a purpose. Visit Mason Music Rocks on Instagram and Facebook to keep up with the latest on this grand opening. I hope you all have a great rest of your day.